Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me at the MarketSite studio in Times Square, New York City, we have LeGrand, founder of LeGrand Coffee, Shop 52. And Team LeGrand, he's also the co-founder of LeGrand Whiskey and host of a Cup of Believe podcast, also broadcast for Rutgers football. You also do a lot of appearances as well, Eric. Here to discuss entrepreneurship and successfully managing multiple lines of business, and really just over the past decade or so that you've put all of this together. What's it like managing multiple lines of businesses and being successful in each one?
Honestly, just you wake up with a purpose every day. You know, you have something to get done. There's always something that needs to be handled. So building your team around you allows me to be able to live freely off of that, because I know I have great people that are surrounding me, that are running my businesses and helping me, you know, be the best that I could be at those situations. Being able to put myself out there and say, all right, I can't do this, but I have to trust somebody else to get the job done. And just aligning yourself with good, driven people that want to make it successful just as much as you do.
Yeah, and it's a great vibe. So last summer, LeGrand Coffee Shop, we had that really awesome car show there. And I remember coming out and talking to you, and I'm like, everyone behind the counter is just so amazing and so nice. And you're like, well, they better be. So it's just, I feel like every line of business that you have, the vibe is consistent. Well, how did you get into LeGrand Coffee House? Why coffee? Why whiskey? Why retail?
So the coffee shop was to bring people together. And as you mentioned, my staff, they know when I do my interview process, I'm like, you make sure that you got to treat people well, you treat them with respect. Even if they come in here grumpy, if they come in here that may give you a little bit of attitude, you still show kindness and respect to them. And it really shows, because everyone that visits my coffee shop talks about how well the staff teaches them, you know, treats them, and that's how I want it to be. But, you know, I got into coffee to bring people together, to be able to bring a community around, just to get away from the real world, everything that's going on, all the problems, all the issues, and be able to just have a cup of coffee, catch up with a friend that you haven't seen in years, bring your family down on the weekends, just enjoy the great vibes that LeGrand Coffee House puts out every day. And we've been able to do that. We've been open for 15 months now with our brick and mortar, and be able to just build that community.
When did LeGrand Whiskey launch?
LeGrand Whiskey launched on March 1st. And, you know, Brian Axelrod and I have been working on this for, geez, 2.5 years, and to bring it to market. And then we were able to partner up with our distributor Allied in New Jersey. And we're also launched in April 1st, and we launched in Kentucky. So we're in 2 states right now, but we also ship to 33 states that allow us. So we're being able to serve our bourbon all throughout the country.
Let me know when you launch a vodka line, right? Right. What's the process like? How do you come up with the formula? What is that like to create your own brand representing your name?
And as we talked about in the first question, this is where you partner up with people
right.
that know what they're doing. I've been in this, and Brian has been in this industry for 25 plus years or so. So I reach out to him about me building a brand. Yes, my name is on it, but I'm leaning on his expertise, learning how you source it, being patient, not just taking any type of liquid that comes with thrown your way. And we're able to partner up with our bottler out and distributor in Kentucky is Bardstown, one of the newest, most modern places in Bardstown. They're growing all the time. And I'm so happy that we partnered up with them, and the juice was fantastic. I'll never forget when we got the sample at 115 proof. I was nervous. I'm like, I don't know how this is about to taste, but when it went down so smooth, I was like, we have something here. And Brian's like, this is why we were patient.
Well, I guess one of the perks is doing a lot of taste testing to get through the process.
Yeah. Now it's drinking it too much, going out to social events. But you know me, I love to have a good time, and I'm loving to just share these moments of success and victory with a lot of other people.
I mean, the trajectory has been quite incredible. I believe you've started coming here in 2018, so five years ago, if my math is right. Today you're closing the Nasdaq stock market. You will be broadcasting over Times Square. I mean, this is a crossroads of the world. Not everyone gets their own closing bell. What is that moment like for you? And then you also have folks from the Reef Foundation coming, and of course our Rutgers family is coming. What is that like?
It's gonna be special, you know. I can't wait to take it all in. I still don't know what to expect when it happens. You know, I love to live in the moment when it's going on. I just love to be myself, show the person I am, and just that appreciation, because this doesn't happen for everybody.
Right.
And I'm always forever grateful for these moments and these blessings and these opportunities that continue to come my way. And it just goes, you continue to do good in this world, you put good out there, good things come back in return. And being able to close the bell, I mean, I could have said that 5 years ago that I would be doing this. So I can't thank you guys enough and everyone here at Nasdaq
Well,
for
it's a
giving me the
testament
opportunity.
to your hard work and your tenacity and your spirit. I remember when the events team had asked me, oh, we saw Eric's coming in. I started shaking, got the chills. I'm like, our guy is getting his own closing bell. Let's go back to business for a moment here. So you launched a couple of businesses during COVID, which I'm sure had its own sets of challenges. Of course, the economic environment has its ups and downs from a retail perspective, and you know how cyclical it can be and very discretionary. How are the businesses performing through what's been an up and down environment?
Especially, something with the coffee house. It was launched right during the pandemic,
Right.
and I did Shop 52 right before the pandemic. It got the brand out there with the role model shirts, and it was great to lean on some of my celebrity friends to help me promote. But with the coffee shop, when I had the idea, we took it to market online first because we wanted to be able to serve it throughout the entire country by building a brand while the brick and mortar was being built. And in the first 2 months, it was awesome. But now the newness wears off, right? But and it was July and August, I learned that the restaurant businesses are very tough because people travel, or on vacation, this and that. This year, our numbers are up so much more compared to what they were last year. And I'm like, you know what? This is what we've been building year after year now. When it started with the online store to the brick and mortar, that I go into my shop, and a lot of times people don't even know that I'm the owner. And I like that. That means that we have customers that are coming in here because they heard about the shop. They're Googling us, they're looking at us, from John Archibald, all this stuff that he does with our SEO online and stuff. So when we look up LeGrand Coffee House in Woodbridge or a coffee shop in around Woodbridge, we pop up right at the top. So it's really cool to see. And then just now people just really just coming in there because they enjoyed the product, and that's the main part.
Yeah, well, I mean, my shirt is very special to me, not only to support the brand, but the day my niece was born, I wore it. In fact, I showed you that picture. So it's important to our entire family. I think what you are very in tune with, you're into creating experiences. And a lot of the experiences that you did over the summer at the coffee shop, I feel like you're constantly reinventing yourself because this is what consumers want. They want experiences, not just simply product.
Exactly. That's what's all about collaboration. My good friend Nicole Greggs, who's actually here today, she's always throwing out ideas like, oh, you should talk to this person, you should reach out to that person. It's always about collaborating, coming up with different ideas. When we reached out to Ferrari, having a car show at the coffee shop, coffee and cars, like people really get up for that. And I love to be able to work with different organizations, different other businesses, hear how they're working, how they do their business, how they've been successful, and then be able to, so you know what, we have this, we can partner together, bring our community together with your community, and let's see where this thing goes.
Yeah, I mean, there is nothing more powerful in my mind than networking. And networking with the right people. In fact, I think I DM'd you on Twitter, and I'm like, you need to come on my show. I want to hear your story. You are, the quintessential successful entrepreneur, and here we are. The networking, in finance, we say just ask for the trade. Worst they can say is no. So you never, or what's a sports cliche? You miss the 100 of the shots that you don't take. So.
Exactly, you miss all the shots that you don't take, and that's why the good parts of social media is where you can it's very easily accessible to people, where you can just reach out and invite them on your show as you did for me, but just figure out how to ways that work together and collaborate on certain things. So I think it's really cool how we can do that and use social media for the good.
Right. Well, it can be accessible at times. But so Eric, to wrap up here, it sounds as if networking and surrounding yourself by the right people, the smartest people, really is key to this.
It is, and you're going to go through ups and downs. Believe me, there was many nights where I was laying in my bed and my hair is turning gray, thinking like, how am I going to pay this invoice, or how am I going to get this order out in time? Just so much, it's always on your mind when you start running a business and you don't know which way it could go. But if you stay the course, you stay consistent, you focus on the task at hand and learn from your mistakes and don't make them twice. That's how you become successful, and that's how you be able to take it to the next level. And I always say, I don't consider myself an expert. I'm willing to learn from anybody. You can tell me this and that. I'm not going to be like, oh, I know way better than you. No, that's not me. I'm humble in the way I work, and I'm willing to learn from somebody new every day.
Yeah, all right. Well, we are proud to support you at Nasdaq. Eric, thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.